What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to Maverick Postgame. We've got another full show for you today as the football team achieves another great win for senior night.
And women's soccer heads to the semifinals.
Plus, men's soccer has a tough loss after a close game.
And volleyball have a 3-set weekend sweep.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I'm Isaac Klein.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again, I'm Isaac Klein.
And I am Grace Metcalf.
The wrong OTS, wrong camera.
Who's directing?
No clue.
Is it McCoy?
No, when I came in here, we had no director.
Oh. It kind of sounds like McCoy. If it is, I'll yell at him. If it's anyone else, that's fine.
He heard you.
Good! As you
Sure
should.
you heard him.
So he is directing? Ha.
All right, we're about to start.
What's up, Mavletic lovers and listeners, and welcome back to Maverick Postgame. We've got another full show for you today as the football team achieves another great win for senior night.
And women's soccer heads to the semifinals.
Plus, men's soccer has a tough loss after a close game.
And volleyball has a 3-set weekend sweep.
All of that and so much more as we move ahead into this recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. So with that being said, I'm your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I'm Isaac Klein.
Let's dive into all the game-breaking stats, off-the-wall wins, heartbreaking losses, and in-depth analysis of our CMU athletics. Roll it!
Hello everyone, once again, I'm Isaac Klein.
And I'm Grace Metcalf. Let's hop right in and take a look at all the Mavtastic action that took place this week here at CMU. Interceptions on 3 consecutive series turned into third-quarter touchdowns Saturday, propelling the Colorado Mesa football team to 38-22 victory over Chadron State in the Mavericks' final home game of the season. And although there are some plays the Mavericks would like to have a do-over on, they sent their 18 seniors out the right way. Coming out of halftime, holding a 17-0 lead, the defense took over in the third quarter, creating turnovers on 4 consecutive series to take what appeared to be a commanding 38-0 lead. Jakari Williams picked off Chadron State quarterback Preston Pearson on the second play of the third quarter, and his 23-yard return set the offense up at the Chadron State 25-yard line. Gavin Herberg found Keenan Brown in the corner of the end zone 3 plays later, with Brown gathering in a pass that was tipped and nearly intercepted. Williams intercepted his second pass of the quarter, again on the second play of the Eagles' ensuing drive, and this time weaved his way from the far side to the near side of the field, made a couple of cuts, and found the end zone after a 40-yard return for a 31-0 lead. Not to be outdone, Collins Sturr made a leaping interception on the next series to give the offense another short field. On first down, Herberg ran 23 yards for the touchdown, and CMU was cruising as it turned out the Mavericks put it in cruise control a little too much, Herberg said, and Chadron State came back behind backup quarterback Mason Hamilton as the CMU offense went stagnant. A disputed fumble after CMU's Jack Horsford caught a pass at Chadron's 21. Aaron Ramirez had forced a fumble, which was recovered by Hayden Steffens at the 32 to give the Mavericks the ball again, seemed to spark the Eagles. They got on the board when Joey Giel returned the fumble 65 yards to CMU's 15, with Herberg preventing a touchdown by pushing him out of bounds at the 15. The Eagles scored 21 unanswered points, and with 12 minutes and 59 seconds to play, had pulled within 2 touchdowns. Again, the defense came through, with Williams breaking up a pass on 4th down with just more than 6 minutes to play. Then Hudson Metcalf, who consistently put pressure on the quarterback, chased Hamilton out of bounds on 4th and 10 after a 4-yard gain with 1 minute and 33 seconds remaining. Sealing the victory, Keyshawn Ashford opened the scoring with a 2-yard run on the final play of the first quarter. Henry Kettleman added a 27-yard field goal in the second, and Ashford wrapped up his final home game with a 1-yard touchdown with 6 seconds left in the half. As a team, the Mavericks finished with 333 yards of total offense. Chadron State 281 yards, 201 of those coming from the short passing game. Metcalf and Levi Krebs had 9 tackles each, and CMU broke up 8 passes, 3 by Williams. The Mavericks, 5 for 5 overall, 4 and 4 in RMAC play, can finish above .5 with a win in the season finale at New Mexico Highlands on November 11th.
Colorado Mesa girls soccer team took care of business in the quarterfinals of the RMAC tournament. And thanks to another upset elsewhere in the bracket, the Mavs will be at home once again for the semifinal round. The Mavericks received first half goals from Savalin Rande and Odessa Correa, propelling the Mavs to a 3-2 victory over MSU Denver in the number 4 and 5 seed Metcalf in the matchup of the RMAC tournament. CMU now advances to the semifinals of the conference tournament. The Mavs got on the board in the 11th minute thanks to the 12th goal of the year from Randall. Fellow first-teamer Carly Dare played Randall through, and the redshirt junior cut from left to right across the defense before hitting a low shot across her body to the far post back. Correa doubled the lead in the 32nd minute, winning back possession deep in the Roadrunner half and taking a shot that took a bounce and skipped over the hands of Bach, who was spiraling out to her right, despite the 2-lead goal at halftime. The teams were dead even, 9-9 in first half shots and 2-2 in shots on goal. The Mavericks took a 3-goal lead just 5 minutes into the second half. Randall was the playmaker, finding second-team All-RMAC forward Kylie Wells with a through ball. The sophomore cut forward on her inside right foot and hit a perfectly placed curling shot to the far post out of box reach. This was the 6th goal of the season for Wells, all of which have come against RMAC opposition, and the second straight game with an assist for Randall. MSU Denver did not go away quietly. The Roadrunners got one back in the 54th minute on a quick-fire move from Manus to Brooklyn goal that was finished by an on-rushing Issa Durkin from point-blank range. The Roadrunners' second goal came with just 20 seconds left in the match as Maine scored from a tight angle after a ball backspun away from the Wykazorek. As a team, the Mavericks outshot MSU Denver 18-15 and had a slim 7-6 edge in shots on goal. Both goalkeepers, CMU's Keely Wykerzek and MSU Denver's Kylie Bach, made 4 saves each in net.
The Colorado Mesa men's soccer team was shut down offensively in a 1-0 loss in the semifinals of the RMAC tournament. CSU Pueblo player expertly placed a strike off a loose ball when the Mavs were unable to fully clear a corner kick, was the only goal of the match in the 52nd minute as both backlines were on their game. The first half was played almost entirely in CMU's defensive zone, but the Mavs' defense kept it scoreless for the opening 45 minutes. CSU Pueblo had a 9-2 shots advantage in the first half, and Chavez was called upon to make saves in the 11th, 37th, and 44th minutes, most impressively getting a hand down to his right side to deny Campora from close range. The Thunderwolves finally broke through on a corner kick early in the second half. The initial corner was headed out towards Coleman in the top right corner of the box, but the senior midfielder had time to take a touch and hit a rocket into the top corner past a leaping Chavez. It's the second consecutive season that Coleman has recorded a game-winning goal in Grand Junction, as Coleman also had an 80th minute game winner in CSU Pueblo's 1-0 RMAC win over the Mavs last season. On both occasions, it was Coleman's first and only goal of the season. The Mavericks were forced to be more attacking to try to equalize and outshoot CSU Pueblo 7-6 in the second half, but never seriously threatened the net. Ponce Casas had a couple flashing chances in the second half, but never had a clear shot at goal. As a team, the Mavericks overall were outshot by the Thunderwolves 9-15, with 2 of those being on goal. Despite being outshot, the Thunderwolves also recorded an insane amount of fouls, with their 16 to the Mavs 6.
The nation's 11th-ranked Colorado Mesa University Maverick volleyball team took care of business, claiming a 3-set road sweep over New Mexico Highlands University. Jordan Woods had 2 of her aces in an 11-1 run early in the match, which put CMU up 13-3. The Cowgirls could never recover as Doherty recorded 4 kills in the opening set alone. The other 2 sets were more intense battles. The Mavs trailed 16-14 in the second, but tied the set at 17 on Doherty and Spitzer kills. The set was also tied at 18, 19, 20, and 21 before a 4-0 run finished off by Vandalist Ace gave the Mavs a 2-0 overall lead. The Mavs then built a 7-1 lead in the third set and later led 19-13 before the Cowgirls rallied back to tie the score at 20 and again at 21. However, a Cowgirl setting error and back-to-back kills by Leffler put the Mavs on the precipice of victory, something they claimed 2 points later on an Emma Shattuck's kill. The Mavs have played their last 4 matches over 3 weekends on the road, but will return home to close out the regular season next weekend against Black Hills State. As a team, the Mavericks finished with a 41-30 advantage in team kills, as 5 different Mavs finished with 6 or more. Aisha Al-Rashed and Sydney Leffler had 7 apiece, with Emma Shattuck's added 6. Meanwhile, Jordan Woods tallied in 11 digs and 6 of CMU's 9 service aces to match her career high. The Cowgirls did not have any aces. CMU hit .184 as a team throughout the match, but were clicking in the opening set, hitting .370 before struggling a bit in the second and third sets, which saw them hit .140 and .114 respectively.
Now that we have recapped some of the games, it's time to announce our Maverick of the Week. Our Maverick of the Week goes to Kirsten Williams. Kirsten was selected to compete as an individual at the NCAA Division II Cross Country Championships on November 18th. The Maverick redshirt junior was also officially named to the U.S. Track and Field and Cross Country Coaches Association All-Region teams earlier in the day. Williams earned the honor and the NCAA Championship selection by virtue of her 23rd place finish in last Saturday's NCAA Division II South Central Regional Championship in Lubbock, Texas, and becomes just the 4th Maverick woman to qualify for the national championships as an individual. Congratulations, Kirsten, for your outstanding performance. You are Maverick of the Week. We are now at the end of our show, and it is time for our closing statements. My closing thought is on the women's soccer team. As well as they have been performing all season, and now that they advance to the semifinals, I hope and believe that they have a chance at bringing home a championship title.
That'll be exciting to see how they close out their season. My closing thoughts are how we are getting back into the basketball season. The women's basketball team just closed out their opening weekend with a 3-0 victory in the D2CCA Canadian Tip-Off Classic. I can't wait to roll into more basketball and see how this victory leads them into the rest of the season.
Absolutely. Now that we have wrapped up all the action from this week and given our closing thoughts, it is time to close the show. Thank you everyone so much for joining us this week on Maverick Postgame. I've been your host, Grace Metcalf.
And I've been Isaac Klein.
Be sure to go check out our channel 62.2 for more games and updates. We'll catch you next week on an all-new recap-packed episode of Maverick Postgame. Stay safe, Mavs. Study hard. Go to a game or two. And of course, have yourselves a most amazing day.